The restaurant was filled with the sound of clinking glasses and laughter, the kind of laughter that sounded expensive. In the corner, a young black waitress named Alicia Barnes tried to steady a tray of champagne flutes as she passed a crowded table of executives. But as she moved by, someone's foot shot out from under the white tablecloth. The heel struck her shin hard. She gasped, stumbling but keeping the tray balanced. The men at the table chuckled. One of them, the CEO, Richard Cole, leaned back and smirked. "Watch where you're going, sweetheart. Wouldn't want you to spill on anyone important." Her face burned. "Sir, please stop kicking me," she whispered, "before I tell you what happened next. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening." The laughter grew louder, crueler. Alicia forced a small smile, holding back tears as she limped toward the kitchen. Behind the swinging doors, she finally let the mask drop. Her breath shook. She pressed a hand to her leg, the bruise already rising beneath the fabric of her uniform. It wasn't the first time something like this had happened. She was used to being invisible, to being spoken at, not to. But this time, something in her broke quietly, like glass underfoot, unseen by the crowd. Another man had witnessed everything from across the room. Nathan Reed, a quiet diner in his late 40s, dressed plainly in a charcoal blazer. He'd been stirring his coffee, but when he saw that cruel kick and the look in Alicia's eyes, his hand froze mid-air. No one knew who he was, not the servers, not even the manager who had rushed to refill his cup earlier. But Nathan wasn't just another guest. He was a millionaire investor who owned several restaurants across the city. He had come here unannounced, hoping to find inspiration for his next venture. Instead, he found something that made his blood boil. When Alicia returned to the dining area, her limp was noticeable. Richard Cole noticed too and kicked his leg out again, smirking. "Guess some people just don't learn," he said. His colleagues laughed nervously, unsure if they should join in. This time, Alicia flinched but didn't move away. She looked up at him, tears trembling in her eyes. "Why are you doing this?" she asked softly. The room went silent. Richard laughed again, but it sounded hollow. "Because people like you should know their place." Nathan stood up. His chair scraped against the floor, slicing through the silence. Every head turned. He walked over slowly, his expression unreadable. "That's enough," he said. Richard blinked, annoyed. "Excuse me, who are you?" Nathan looked at Alicia, not him. "You okay?" She nodded faintly, though her voice was gone. Richard snorted. "What, are you her lawyer?" "No," Nathan replied calmly. "But I own half the restaurants in this city, including this one." The color drained from Richard's face. The murmurs started small at first, then spreading like wildfire. "He owns this place." "That's Nathan Reed." "Oh my God." Nathan's voice was steady, but every word carried the weight of justice. "I came here tonight to observe how this restaurant treats people. I've seen enough." He turned to the trembling waitress. "Alicia, go to the staff room. You're done for tonight, but don't worry, your job isn't at risk." Then he turned to Richard, whose arrogance had curdled into fear. "As for you, I'll make sure the board knows how you treat people when you think no one's watching. You'll be escorted out, and you won't be coming back." The manager rushed forward to intervene, but Nathan raised a hand. "I said out." Richard stood red-faced, muttering excuses, but his colleagues had already stepped back, ashamed. The room watched in stunned silence as security guided him toward the door when he was gone. The stillness lingered like smoke after a storm. Nathan exhaled slowly and looked at Alicia, who was still trembling. "You didn't deserve that," he said gently. "No one does." She bit her lip. "People like him, they always get away with it." Nathan's gaze softened. "Not anymore." He reached into his pocket and handed her a card. "I'm opening a new restaurant downtown. I need someone with your patience, your grace. Will you consider joining me as head server?" Her eyes widened. "Sir, I don't know what to say." "Say yes," he said, smiling for the first time. Tears spilled down her cheeks, but this time they carried something new: relief, gratitude. Around them, the quiet crowd began to clap. First one table, then another, until the whole restaurant filled with applause. Alicia covered her face, overwhelmed, while Nathan simply nodded, calm, resolute. Justice didn't need to shout. It only needed to act. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. And that night, in a restaurant that once echoed with cruelty, compassion took its seat at the table. You've been listening to Cinematic Whispers, where stories remind us that empathy is power and courage can change everything. If this story touched your heart, share it, comment where you're watching from, and subscribe for more tales that whisper what truly matters.